So I gotta go on another quick rant just because I just read an article about someone complaining about Counterspell and explaining why it's a broken ability. I hate these articles that go into players' abilities and spells and go, they're not fair, they're unbalanced, they do way too much. The Stunning Strike is ridiculous. My boss got stunned 6 turns in a row and couldn't do anything. Or like my big Necromancer boss was gonna teleport away and then he got counterspelled. And then when he tried to finger of death someone, he got counterspelled again. Like, it's like, I understand the frustration as someone who's been DMing for 7 years. But also, isn't that what the players are supposed to do? Like, from your perspective, sure, it sucked that your Necromancer or your big boss got stun locked or got counterspelled. But from your player's perspective, they're thinking, oh my god, we did an amazing job. We shut down his abilities, we stopped him from moving, we used careful positioning and planning, and there's all these other things. Plus there's stuff like legendary resistances, and sure, you might argue, well, Stunning Strike is going to burn through all the legendary resistances really quick. Sure, like that's true, but also that's just rewarding the players for using their abilities correctly. If your monk player's going in and Stunning Strike 3 times to burn through all 3 legendary resistances, all the other players are going to go, fantastic, now I can cast my really good spells that he can't get an automatic save against. I just don't get this whole DM versus player mentality a lot of people have. So many people go, counterspells this broken spell because it just ruins all my cool mages. And people go, Stunning Strike's broken because when I ran Curse of Strahd got stun locked for 4 turns in a row and didn't get to do anything. Like, you can adjust the game from the DM side. You can increase their constitution save. You can give the spellcaster a counterspell so they can counterspell the counterspell. Or you can just let your PCs do really cool things. And you can add in little homebrew rules that make these mechanics a bit more balanced, however you want to view that. For example, I just have a little homebrew rule, which is if someone succeeds against Stunning Strike, they're immune against it until their next turn. That way you just can't pump in 6 Stunning Strikes against the same guy. But also, even that I feel like is a bit excessive. Like, if the player's burning 4 key points to try and Stunning Strike, oh really, they can only burn up to 2. If they're burning 2 key points to try and Stunning Strike my boss, then they deserve it because they're spending their limited resource for a good reason that's going to help their players a lot. I just think there's so much argument and it breeds such a terrible DM versus player mentality. This video is just me sitting down and just talking about something that annoys me. I really don't like this way that people talk about D&D. As someone who's been DMing for a really long time, I just think people should be really focusing on making sure their players have fun and not worrying so much about, was that a really cool encounter with the final boss of the campaign? Like, if it's a cool encounter, it's because the players got to use their abilities to shut down his spells, and the monk got to use Stunning Strike, and the ranger or the fighter got to use their axe and surge and 8 attacks in 1 turn, plus an extra attack from dual wielding or whatever. Like, I think that's really cool. When you go, your abilities don't work, and also everyone's unconscious, your party's not going to have fun. Making a difficult D&D encounter is not hard. If you just add lots of monsters, it's so difficult. Like, even if they're CR1, if you add in like 100 kobolds or 100 goblins, it's going to make an encounter really hard just because of Thermocomedy. But that doesn't mean it's a good or fun encounter. I just think that there's a really bad mentality in D&D, DM versus player, and these sorts of comments about Counterspell being this broken spell, or Stunning Strike breaking the game, or whatever, they don't help, and they breed this terrible mentality. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching, I guess.